Yeah, happy Sunday to everybody out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, Sunday.
Hmm.
Oh man, before we get into it, it's snowing here, but it's not a lot. It's
What it
cold
does out
outside.
here is
Hmm.
it gets like it's warm right now, like 84, but it
Man,
gets cold like at around 4. You can feel the chill coming in, and so the temperature really drops at night. It gets
mm,
really cool at night, and then in the morning it's a kind of chilly up until about 8, and then it starts getting warm. So, and a lot of allergies going on too. Because I
yeah,
sneeze like 12 times. I'm just like, I'm an allergy person, anyways. I think all of us are. But
yeah, all of us like that.
my
Yeah,
allergies got ticked off. I'm just like, I guess we ready to have an early spring coming soon.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's cold out here, snowing.
Hmm.
It's not a lot, but
Mm.
it is what it is.
Oh yeah, I seen it on the news how cold it is back east and all that snow. People snowed in.
Yeah, some people are. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Demond Wilson from
yeah.
Stanford and Son passed away.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was sad to hear that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Love that
I like,
TV show.
yeah, I like watching it.
You'll watch it.
Have a Sanford and Son shirt that says "You big dummy."
All the
I
old
do.
school shows.
Yeah.
That's a good one though.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Yep. God rest his soul.
Yeah. Um,
So I was talking to
Marlon.
Marlon about these detox teas, and I just gave him some advice. The best thing is to work out, you know, work out,
Mhm.
especially walking. Get
Yeah.
you a big bottle of water, get out on the trail and get to walking.
Yeah.
Walking
Push,
does everything for you.
push back from the plate a little bit, Marlon. And
Leave the sweet potato pie. Leave the
yeah,
sweet potato pies alone.
leave the tea alone. You did not lose
Yep.
12 pounds.
In
And
2 days. I
yeah, he
lost
got
12
and
pounds
Marlon.
in 2 days.
Yeah, Marlon, he funny. I ain't gonna he funny.
Yeah. But hey,
He's all
he's
good.
doing well. He's doing
Yeah,
well.
he
He's
doing
all
good.
good. I'm just still trying to figure out what was in the cup.
Yeah, he still hasn't told us what was in the cup, y'all, from Christmas.
He told me it was a laxative dependent tea to lose
Nah.
weight. I was like, oh no.
He was kind of too
Leave-
lively that night. He was drinking something.
I'm like, leave them teas alone. He said he trying to correct his abs. Do some sit-ups. Go to the gym. Do a lot of walking.
Yeah, that'll work. Definitely.
Hmm.
All right, what we getting into this part three. Girl in the
Yes.
garage.
Yes.
Uh fraud alert.
Part
Part three.
three.
Yeah.
Wow. Part three. Okay, let's go to our notes. Okay. So I'm going to start at the top.
All right.
Let's see. And so we go to today, which is February 1st. I can't believe it's February already.
I know,
Wow.
right? Rolling
Yeah,
back.
we was
In
just sitting up
February.
here on
In February is a short month. So before you know it, it's gonna be March. Watch.
the shh. And we back to
This
the
month
summer.
gonna be like it's gonna feel like a week. It's gonna be March. I'm
Yeah,
telling
once
you.
we get through March, we hit in the summer, and then we
Oh
back
yeah.
to the holidays again.
Yeah.
Time don't wait for nobody.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
So, okay, so we're gonna get into part 3, dissecting the uh lies that Laura Cowing has been telling to the media. And
Mm-hmm.
so we went through a lot of news articles in the other two parts, part 1 and 2, and gave information. If viewers are out there watching, we gave a lot of information on looking at different articles online that she's done, and
Mm-hmm.
things that are false, and things that are just fabricated and made up. So you got to kind of, like, when you're reading these articles, you read one and then you read another, and try to differentiate, what's true and what's not. Also, we get into today YouTube interviews with Laura Cowan, and she's done plenty of those. I mean, it's just many. I can't even keep count of them, but there's a lot. And this is part 3. If you
Oh yeah.
didn't see part 1 and 2, you can go back and view them because they're up. And I
Yeah.
also wanted to say to the other viewer, I forget his name, that was asking questions. Um, this is the third part that we're getting, into. So a lot of this stuff we're going through today, you can view on YouTube. And so these are interviews that she's doing with Cleveland-based podcasters mostly. And you look at those interviews one time. I've found myself, like I was telling you yesterday, I found myself going through them like 3-4 times.
Yeah, because you
Slowing
have
them down.
to, like,
Yeah.
we have to, because of the information, and the viewers may not pick it up as fast as us, because we've been through it. We know the situation. We keep pulling up, how she's
Mhm.
um talking about everything. We're picking up, okay, in this article or this interview or so and so. It's like, look, she keeps switching it up, so we're showing you. So we have to go back and forth through it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because once you when you look at one, I was looking at one yesterday with her in the church, and I didn't realize, um just looking at her, every day you learn something. Every day you wake up in the morning and you start your day, you learn something. And so what I learned this morning is that, viewing some of these articles, I observe stuff. I look at the person's whole persona. And so, look at her dress, the way she dresses, and different environments she goes into. A lot of this stuff that she does, it appears to be staged. It's not
Exactly.
even showing any evidence of anything. I mean, every time she goes out and she speaks, she can't help but mention all of us, all of us. And I'm like, this is like not good at all. And then if you're not mentioning all of us, you're mentioning other victims that she's grabbed onto their coattails to hold on to. And you're saying that everybody's life that they lived through in time belonged to you, that it happened to you too, you know. And so it's crazy how somebody could just grasp on and hold on to
Hmm.
somebody. And I looked at, Michelle Knight and the other 3 ladies that was locked in that home by their captive, because they was held hostage and
Yeah.
kept captive, and locked away. And I look at them and I'm just like, how she's clutched on to those ladies, but specifically she had mentioned to WKYC 19 that Michelle stood out to her, that she really stood out to her. And when I think about it, why she said Michelle stood out to her, I think she feels like that Michelle is the type of person, and this is just my belief, This is not based off of a fact, but I feel like that she clings on to Michelle Knight because of her being extremely vulnerable.
Yeah.
And I connect that to making an example out of that to all of us. And specifically, I connected to Sharon and Marlon, how she reached out to those two first, and she's mentioned them in the media in comparison to abuse. You can't compare abuse that, oh, this person was done the worst and that person was done the worst. Abuse is just abuse, period. Even if you're in a situation where you have a family and you have family friends living with you and they have children, that abuse is going to affect those other children. If they're seeing it go on with other children, it's going to affect them psychologically just from seeing it. It's going to affect them. And just her connections that she builds with um victims, it's always that happened to me too. Even when it came to the Turpin um children, when it happened to them, oh, that happened to me too. And I'm kind of really fed up with hearing that all the time. Let's show us pictures, show us evidence, because we haven't seen any evidence, and she's been out there a
And
long time, a really long.
over 20 something years, and we haven't seen
Yeah.
anything.
And this stuff got to come with evidence. It got to. You just can't go, out there and just say, "Oh, this happened to me. This happened to me." I mean, well, you can do it, but the thing is that she's been caught in a lot of lies, and it's not just us that recognize the lies. There's actual people that she's dealt with that I've personally had contact with that said that, oh, they figured out later on she was exaggerating, or she was using, you guys, or she's just making up stuff,
Yeah.
you know? And the attitude that she carries with it, and how she goes into, for one example, I was looking at that clip with her in church, and I'm looking at her, and it just clicked in my head this morning. I'm like, hey, she's in church up at the pulpit and lying, but then on top of that, she's walking the walk and she's dressing
Yeah, she's
just
trying to
like
walk the
church
walk
folks.
and talk the talk. She's trying like church people. Let me
Yeah,
present myself as this church lady. You
yeah,
know. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, like this holy church going lady. So she's there. I look down at her feet. I'm like, oh, she got the shoes on. Then I look at the dress. I look at the cross that she's wearing around her neck, and I'm just like, wow, unbelievable. So that is done to appeal to the audience. And you don't even have to do that. I mean, God said, come as you are. We all know that. You come to church in a pair of jeans, nice shirt, all of that. But she gets dressed up for these things to get people in the audience going. And a lot of people in the audience, they're sitting listening. They don't even know if what she's talking about is really even true. They're just sitting there like, wow, what? Just taking it in, you know? And if I didn't know, I would be sitting there probably doing the same thing too. But I'm a person that does research. We both are. So, you know, sometimes you just can't sit and listen to one thing at face value. You got to go ask and then go do your own research. And so then I move on to another video, and I'm just like, hey, she's sitting with Mr. Terry Crumpton, and she's sitting up there dressed a professional look with a white shirt on, earrings, and she's watching her words of what she say, but during the same time, while he's questioning her, she's not paying attention to herself, that you just went and you did an interview 5 years before that interview, and you said to another lady that you didn't know who Musa was, but flash forward 5 years to his interview, you're saying, oh, I knew who he was. So as a viewer looking in, look at those YouTube videos and think to yourself, okay, well, why is she saying this in one video, and then you go back 5 years and she's saying something different? Trust me, if you went through the things that all of us went through, you're not going to forget, and you're going to be able to tell the story in chronological order, like we discussed before. All of us, all of our stories are the same. They're different experiences, but
But
they're
it's
the
all
same.
yeah,
You know,
same abuse, just different times,
there's
little
just
stuff here, there.
different
Yeah.
feelings
Hmm.
and different experiences. Like
Yeah.
we've talked several times, like the pattern of us not being raised together, and we talk
Hmm.
about, okay, what was it like since you're the first, son out of us 13 kids in our family? What was it like? And then when you gave me your take
Hmm.
and we started talking, you was like, that was done to me too.
Yep.
The very same thing was
Yep.
done to me. And so I'm just like, wow, I mean, this is a pattern. Just never stopped.
Nope. Never.
He just never stopped. And I'm saying, we're parents and we know parents make mistakes, but we don't make those type of mistakes. We don't make those type of mistakes. And his mistakes, he did admit, though, because I read the article, he did admit that he wasn't a perfect father and that he may have, not might have, but may have made some mistakes. And so I was just like, he still ain't copping, to anything. But it
Of
was
course
just,
he's not. He's not gonna
yeah,
do that.
it's just a shock, for him, to sit there and say, oh, I didn't do anything. Everybody's lying. Evidence is right there. And so, been getting away for a long time, a long time. And people ask, he's not a person that wasn't aware. He's not a person that didn't get, reprimanded for this stuff. He was told to stop doing this stuff. He was
Yeah,
told,
multiple
don't do
times.
this, don't do that. He was well aware of it. So I'm just like, wow. But getting back to Laura trying to fit in the crowd, it's like assimilation. You ever heard of that?
Yeah, similarly. Yeah.
Where you have
Yeah.
some people that they come in and they feel like they're the oddball out, and then they see everybody else looking different, so they feel like, oh, I gotta assimilate, I gotta dress a certain way, I have to buy a certain car, I have to have a certain watch, a certain home, I gotta wear a certain pair of glasses, wear my hair a certain way. And assimilating, I learned this in sociology, it's a bad thing to do, because you're never going to discover yourself. You're never going to have an identity. You're not even going to know what you really like, and what your own wants and needs is, because you're too busy following the crowd. And
Yeah.
so I looked at
People
her.
do that all the time.
Yeah. So I looked at her and I was like, wow, she has on church attire like the church. And, then you look at her another interview, she dressed professional to fit the piece. Then in another interview, she's talking to I think a Nation of Islam person. She's sitting there with a turban on
Hmm.
and the dress attire on. And then she has that Nation of Islam ring on, which I noticed a lot in interviews that she does. So I'm just like, she's trying to appeal to the audience and assimilating, so that way, oh yeah, she blends right in, so she's telling the truth. She's telling the truth. And I wonder sometimes, have anybody really asked her, even her own followers that are watching, do you really believe that every ounce of what she's told you since she's been back to Cleveland for all these years? I know that all of you don't believe that everything that she's said out of her mouth, every ounce is true. I know you don't believe that. I know you don't. So when you look at that, I'm just like, wow, she's doing that to fit the audience. Even when she goes out, to the streets, like she says, and you look at her, she's trying to be hood, and fit in, Afrocentric with certain, areas with people. And I'm just like, this don't look good at all. It just don't.
Yeah.
It
And
don't
you
look good.
brought that to my attention today,
Mm-hmm.
before we
Mm-hmm.
started this video, and I was like, "You're right." And as we was going through, some of the videos and everything, and I was just paying attention to it, just going through some things. I was like, "Crystal, right?" I
Yeah.
never thought about it, but I know
Yeah.
you mentioned it before. Show us where that Islamic ring, and then you were saying some other things. And as we begin to look at these videos, we've seen a lot of them before, but just to go back, like you said, and just really pay attention, and I was like, "Oh, you're right."
Yeah. And when she did the interview October 2020, October 15th, excuse me,
Hmm.
everybody, October 15th, 2025 with Tracy Potts, I looked at her and I was like, she's playing the old lady syndrome.
Looking all frail
And I
and trying
learned,
to
look,
look a
I
certain
learned
way.
all of this stuff in sociology on different phases that we all go through in life as we age, the life cycle. And I'm just like, she's playing the old lady syndrome. Like poor old me.
Hmm.
I went through this, I went through that. And then with the tears and the crying, I'm like, I don't even want to see that. I
Yeah,
really
like
don't.
I was like, cut that out. Ain't nothing
Yep.
happened to you. Just,
Yep.
yo,
I'm just like, you know, I don't even want to see that. Nah. Especially knowing and being in the environment that that didn't happen to you. I'm just like, nah, I don't want to see that. So like I said, when everybody get a chance as we go through these videos in a few minutes, go check these videos out on YouTube. And we're not being biased or anything. We're not saying, hey, don't listen to her. Yeah, listen to her,
yeah, listen to
because
her.
that's one of the things we want, is for you guys to listen to her. Then come and listen to us, and you'll figure it out. You will figure it out. So we're gonna move into July 30th, 2013. So this is a YouTube interview on YouTube, and you can actually go view this video. And I believe this video is about, I think, anywhere from 7 minutes to 47 minutes, if I'm getting it right, if it's the right video. So yes, this is 7 minutes. 7 minutes, this video. So this is a podcaster by the name of Alex, and he states this is Laura. She survived one of the most notorious abuse cases in California. This is how this podcaster titled her. So the correction is that this is not and was not a domestic abuse person. Again, and there are no pictures of any scars or traces of abuse that happened to her. Not even a police report in the state of
Mm.
California. Not one police report. And most people that go through domestic abuse, yes, a lot of women don't tell, and a lot of men don't tell. But the thing is that the police live consistently, and social workers lived at our home. So she had plenty of opportunities. And when these social workers came out, they didn't see any scars or any bruises on her. And also the DA confirmed as well, no, she didn't have any of that, you know. So then he goes on to say, um, okay, so in the 20 something years, where are these notorious abuse pictures? That's what I'm wondering. Okay, because she said
And,
it was very.
also in that video,
Mm-hmm,
she was talking about the three girls that were kidnapped, whatever, and
mm-hmm.
talk about how which one of them had a child by her captive.
If I'm not
Um,
mistaken, I think it was
was it both of
Gina.
them? Okay, yeah.
I think it
She
was
was
Gina.
saying, yeah, she said that, oh, I had a child too by my captive, but you was having an affair. He Musa
That
did not
wasn't
kidnap
Gina's.
her. Yeah,
Those girls were young girls.
yeah.
Those girls were what, in their teens,
In
early twenties,
late teens, early
late
20s, something
teens.
like that. Yeah, yeah, something
That
like that.
those girls' stories was not her experience.
Exactly.
Because the thing is that when you go back she still hasn't copped to telling the truth about how long she had been knowing our father, and she still hasn't said that it was an affair. She's leading people to think that, oh, she didn't know him. There's a lot of different stories out there that we discussed in part 1 and 2. She's leading
And
people.
yeah, and I want to talk about this right quick. I don't want to get
Mhm.
off what we're talking about, but it's kind of on it. But she said in that letter, and also the DA and everybody, they knew that Laura said that Moose was her boyfriend
In the letter.
in the letter.
Hmm.
So he didn't kidnap you, and you said it was your boyfriend, but you had a husband, and Musa was married, so you was having an affair.
You
That's
can't
all.
have a boyfriend and you got a husband. You're legally married. You can't have a boyfriend, you got a husband. You can't do that. You can't do that in Islam. There's no, and we're going to get into that topic with Islam, dissecting how they used religion and how they used the culture of Islam to get away with a lot of things that they did. How
And
they're
they
tricking
definitely
the
did.
audience, you
Yeah.
know. But you can't have a boyfriend in Islam and then have a husband too. There's no such thing. You can't do that. You ain't gonna find it nowhere. You can ask any Muslim that's out there that's watching. You can't do that at all. So we go into getting back to the girls. You
Yeah.
know, their situation is totally different from hers. That man kidnapped those 3 girls, and I'm sorry that that happened, to them, but that man kidnapped them girls. He put them in a home and locked them in there
Yeah. Trapped them up
with
in
nails
there.
and a hammer.
Yes.
And when he wanted to feed them, he fed them.
And
Because
I want
this
to
is
say
what
this.
Michelle. Mhm.
I want to say, and that's it wasn't okay. Y'all were locked in too, but not all the way like how they were. But it's still kind of similar how dad would lock y'all into the room and nail everything. Earthquakes going on, they ran out of the house, y'all still
Yeah.
trapped in there. Laura was not locked inside of a room or nailed in a room that she stayed in. So y'all have more kind of experience, kind of same thing that those 3 girls did in a way.
Oh, definitely. I know how
Yeah.
I feel to be locked in the room with the hammer and nails, locked in the room, padlocked in the room, padlocked in the garage, locked in the trunk of a car, closet, and you can't get out. Those are not her experiences. And when she said that she experienced what those girls experienced, you did not. You did not. Those are all fabricated lies that she's making up. And then saying that the police entered the house and rescued her. There was no rescuing. There was no rescuing. All of these big old exotic words that she's using. There was no rescuing, no captive, no hostage, kidnap, escaping. It was none of that. It was none of that. And so I'm saying what those girls went through, that's what they went through. You didn't go through that. You wasn't a teen that was taken away from your family or a young woman in your 20s and locked away for 10 years like they was. Even the FBI couldn't find them and the house was right there. Right there. And no one could find it. Even she said she did a hunt with her crew or whoever they are, and they walked right past the house several times, and they couldn't find her. But then in another video, she states that they found her. You weren't the one that found her; it was a guy
Yeah.
that found those girls.
Yeah,
I don't
and
know where
it's
he's at
like I
today,
said,
but
the
God
media,
bless him.
like I said, the media, how they use their words, how they say things, how she was talking, you would think
Mhm.
that she was the one that actually found them, but yeah, she didn't.
She insinuates that she found them.
Yeah,
That's her thing to do, and she does that a lot too. So that's not your experience. So don't use she shouldn't be using victims taking away their experiences that they went to through and using them for herself. That's wrong to be doing it. But she knows that that's wrong, so nobody has to tell her. She knows that. And she's been doing it for some years. Some years. So then we go off into you know, and uh, 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 okay, so the DA told us they don't have any um
Which one? We
so
were
the
still on
DA
the
said
same
they
one.
don't have any pictures. The
Okay.
DA said they don't have no pictures of her being abused. They don't have any because I asked. And then the question is too is that why was you recording all everybody? Because she stated in the church, in one of the churches, that she wrote a letter, and she said, and I have a lot of cassette tapes and I documented it too. So my question to her is that still, and to the audience, why do you all think that she was recording all the abuse that happened to all of us, but yet she claims a Me Too thing, that everything that was happening to us was that it was happening to her? So why wasn't you recording yourself? Why weren't you recording yourself? Why was
And
you
your
recording?
children, you
Yeah,
claim that they
all
went
the
through
stuff you
something.
said your
Yeah.
children went through. I mean, she said he threatened to kill her. He stabbed her in the foot. I mean, all of that stuff. She should have recorded all of this stuff that she's saying. No recordings at all, but you're recording everybody else. And then you taking recordings and piggybacking off of everybody. Oh, yeah, that happened to me too. It's
She
just
told
ridiculous.
Dr. Phil, I've seen most of that stuff, and it happened to my son as well.
Well, we talked about that. A lot of that stuff that happened that he showed, this was like when we all was like elementary school kids.
Exactly.
When this
Look,
stuff
yeah.
happened, and he was nowhere. I mean, he wasn't even born. So I don't know how she came up with that conclusion that it happened to her son.
And how did
Unless
she see? How did she see all that? She wasn't even around for
no,
the majority of that anyway.
no, she wasn't. She wasn't. I think what happened is that she's gotten really, her and Julie, I believe that they developed some type of friendship. And I think that what they do, because it's been put online a lot by her two daughters, that Auntie Julie call her. None of us don't have Auntie Julie's number. Auntie Julie ain't never gave me and my 13 siblings her number at all for us to call her or to ask her anything. But Auntie Julie gave uh her three kids the number and gave Laura the number. So they keep in contact with her. So I find that to be really strange that you have a prosecutor's number. And this is not me saying this. This is what her children has posted and what she's said in interviews that, Julie Baldwin is one of her friends and that, she talks to her a lot and she briefs her on everything. Auntie Julie don't have to be in my life and watch me 24/7, because now you're getting to a phase where that's stalking. When you're sitting up, asking about information about me and my siblings when we're victims of this crap. We haven't done anything to deserve the stuff that's been done to us by this lady, nor by Julie Baldwin. We haven't done anything to you for you to give any type of information concerning our families and violating our rights and our families' rights to live and to speak freely as we should. You have no right. You have no right. We're citizens and we're able to speak freely, freedom of speech. We went through that stuff and we're able to speak about it. Before, you didn't want us saying anything. You wanted us to be quiet and make it look like, oh, yeah, it was done to all of you guys. This happened to all of you guys. This was done to you and that was done. You wanted us to do that. We're not doing that. We're not
Yeah,
doing that.
and the DA told us she wasn't raped. I mean, well,
Well, we asked them the list of questions
yeah,
and
we
they
asked a
said
list of
no.
questions. Yeah, so
They
saying
said
that
no.
saying that her daughter is a product of rape and telling her this, that's foul.
Well, it's gonna be something like I told you that she said it to her daughter. It's something her daughter got to live with for the rest of her life.
And it's like
She
they
said it,
want to be victims.
and it's disgusting. Like, why do you want to be a victim so bad? It's just a bad thing. It's a terrible situation to go through. Terrible situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, you can go view this podcaster's interview with Laura when I go back up. It's titled
A
um
promise from a domestic violence survivor,
mhm,
interview with Laura Cowan. Yeah.
yes. And the guy's name is Alex. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
The page is called Because I Said So.
Yeah.
Bottom line is, like I said before, show us the oh no, she told Alex in this podcast, because I went back and looked at it. She said he beat her bloody. And you know, if somebody beats somebody bloody and blunger them to death, you're gonna have scars.
Now we know we mentioned this before up here, but me and you had a conversation many times about this, and we know who that happened to.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's just another copy, copycat.
Mm.
Okay, then going back to the podcast, Because I Said So. Um, he stated that he knew Laura personally, and he had been impacted by the sexual violence that she had been through. This was the same podcast. So I'm just going through stuff they
Okay.
talked about. So this was July 30th, 2013. He stated this in the video. So my question to Alex is that how do you personally know that she was sexually abused? And how did it impact you and you didn't live in the home? These are the things. What impact did it have on you? What evidence do you have that that actually happened to her? And how do you know this for a fact that that happened to her? So, if you can show us on this podcast facts and pictures instead of keep going off of hearsay all the time, I'd be happy to discuss it. Wouldn't you, Rick?
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, I mean, how do you say that you was impacted by the sexual violence that she went through and that it impacted you? How do you say something like that as a podcaster? I'm like, this is just
People just trying to get views.
the dude need to do some more research, and kind of got to be careful with saying that somebody was sexually abused and you don't have facts on it and information. You need to really go talk to people and figure it out. Cause
I just find it funny in all these interviews and these interviewers that's interviewing her and all this stuff. No one ever tried to find the real truth or reach out to any of us. They just took her word, like you say, face value. That's it. We come around say something. Oh, those kids, they lying.
but
Treating
you're
the
talking about
victims like
kids. You're talking
criminals.
about kids.
Yeah, you
You're
talking
talking
about
about
kids.
kids. Oh, they're lying. They're lying. They're lying. And
But the
this is
whole
in a
case was
this
based
is
off of us, not her.
yeah, this is a whole 43-year-old lady, you know, that had lived life and that had been in the world, had boyfriends, had been married, had children, had jobs, had her own place, had vehicles, all types of stuff. And you gotta come back and you're gonna tell us that, hey, well, she suffered this, she suffered that she didn't know. I'm gonna just tell you guys right now, Laura was not a stupid person. She was not saying that our mother was, because it's a totally different situation. But I'm specifically talking about Laura. Laura was a very smart, intelligent person. She was not stupid, and she knew exactly what she was doing that night when she decided to go cop a scheme to go buy groceries with a friend of our father's, and then come back to the house, wait a couple of days, whatever letter she was writing, like she said she was getting together a letter for weeks at a time. She knew exactly what she was doing when she did it. She knew. She knows that all of us know what she did. And her thing has been to pick with us by calling us names, disrespecting us, and using us as a way to try to get us to be quiet and not say anything. When she mentioned that she thought that when we went on the Dr. Phil show, that she thought that was going to be a peace moment. No, it was not. Our purpose for going on that Dr. Phil show is to have our voices heard. That's what it was for. And it was to confront her so that other people would know that, you know, the things that she has been doing out in the media, she's not telling the truth about. She's not telling the truth about. And I think that broke her when we all spoke, because she didn't want none of us to speak. She never wanted any of us to speak. And then to sit there and try to be insulting and tell our brother Michael, well, go ahead and speak. We don't get permission from you to speak. We don't have to get permission from you to do anything. Like I just said a few minutes ago, keep messing around and she's going to find out, you know. And I mean that in a really serious legal way. I'm real serious now about that, because the stuff that she's been doing it's disturbing to me, and I know it's disturbing to our entire I'm talking about our entire family, people that just don't know certain things about it. It's disturbing. It's very disturbing. Like the system said, well, we believe such and such. If he did such and such to her, then he did it to you guys. You got to look outside the box on the other side. You got to think about people. We're human beings. We got family that are human beings, extended family that's human beings. And I'm just like, you know, you got to kind of look, you know, at us, listen to us, think about it, and ask questions. That's what I do. Somebody tell me something that's egregious like this, I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to ask questions. I'm going to have to think about it. And we've had many discussions about this, that you just don't take things just at face value. I mean, I can see you got best friends, you know, and stuff, and you got close family members. Yeah, you're going to believe it right off, because nobody hasn't given you a reason not to, you know. So I'm just like, you know, consider, you know, looking at these videos, you know, on YouTube that she has, and then coming here and listening to us, you know, and putting two and two together. Because that happened to me for a long time with dissecting all these videos and these news articles that just been thrown at us. I'm like, wait, but you said 4 whole years. 4 whole years you was held hostage, and now you say, oh, it was 6 months. It was 6 months. So it just don't make sense. And then I look at her too, is that she seems very ungrateful. She seems very ungrateful by the way she speaks. People that help her, it's like, is every time you look around, she's biting the hand that feeds her. You know, I don't need you. All I need is just what you got and what you can offer me, and how I can get a big old come up. And that's it. That's it. The DA also says she was not raped, and there is not any evidence of that.
Yeah, was the
And
star.
that is not in the court records.
Yeah.
They also told us that the lies that Laura is spewing is false about her children. And they said there was nothing that they could do about that. There is the media, and people go into the media and they tell all types of lies. I challenge this too. Ask Laura, why did she physically write a letter verbally detailing 3 months into an affair with our father that she noticed the relationship between him and our older sister in a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom condominium. Yet she kept sleeping with a pedophile who was abusing his own daughter inappropriately. Why
Like I
don't
said, y'all,
why
that's
don't
in that letter.
why don't you Cleveland-based people that deal with her? Because I know you can't be for this type of character. So ask her, why did you see the inappropriateness going on? And this was early on when they started being boyfriend and girlfriend, both of them being married legally to different people and having children. This was early on that she saw this inappropriateness. And she even discussed this with Charles White. So just think about what type of individual that you're dealing with that saw these activities going on. And guess what? She continued to stay with this person. Know why? Because she said he was charming. He was special. He was
Nah,
special.
he had that money
Yeah.
and
He
she
was
was broke.
special. Yeah. He was charming. He was special. He was charismatic. And he was very smart. That's her excuse. That's her excuse. That's her excuse. So I just challenge people. Ask her. Ask her. And you Cleveland-based people who sneaking up on this podcast, because we know you watching, sitting back watching, ask her. Ask her. You got to ask her the tough questions. The tough questions. Ask her. And there's hundreds of them that you can ask her if we went through it, but we'll save that for another show. Just ask her.
Yeah, just by coming up here and watching all our videos, hey, just ask her. Yeah, everything that we're talking about, we've been mentioning. Just yeah.
Yeah. So on the Because I Said So podcast, again, this is July 30th, 2013. While the podcaster, Because I Said So, told Laura Cowie that the abuse of Michelle Knight and the other 2 women connected to Musa, Laura agreed that it connected to Musa. She said that she was kidnapped, but I'm going to rephrase that. She was not kidnapped. She was not held hostage. She was not starved. She was not raped. Says the DA and says all of us. That didn't happen. That did not happen. None of those things she made up happened. And it's a disgrace that she compares herself to these young ladies when she was a fully 43-year-old woman. Those ladies may have been what, like we said before,
In their 20s.
in their early 20s.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what age they was, but they may have been, late teenagers in their teens or early 20th. So there's absolutely no comparison. I mean, I don't see it. I don't see it. And I'm not gonna cover for her by lying, saying that. I don't lie for my mother. We don't lie for our parents. I'm not gonna lie for her.
How was you claiming she claimed she was held in captivity? She was held captive, but she's moving from home to home with everybody, helping move stuff and helping to find the home and all that stuff. Come on.
Yeah, and then you driving big old U-Haul trucks up the hill to the house, but you saying that he took you and Adrian, your kids, and all of us. I'm just trying to figure out, how did he have all the manpower to do all of that? To drag all them people, all the manpower to do that. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And it's highly impossible. It's highly impossible. And like I said, this is a discussion about Laura. I know a lot of people gonna say, oh, such type about Laura. Yeah, because she lied. She lied. And our father, he's being punished for what he did, already.
Yeah, we're not taking up for him. We know what he did.
So, like I said, when you get a chance, look at this podcaster, Alex. His podcast is called Because I Said So. She did an interview July 30th, 2013. Just look at it, because this lady is connecting herself and attaching herself to those ladies like she attached herself to us. And she's done that for many years. There's articles that state everything that happened to Musa's 13 children happened to her. Let's find out where the evidence is at. Let's connect the dots and find out where's all the other evidence at. Let's open up the floor and have a discussion concerning this matter. So that'll be discussed soon, on all evidence from us on what was found in the home.
Yeah. Also, when you go further down, hope I'm not skipping, but she talks
Mhm.
about she keep using the word flashback, all the time.
Yeah. Hmm.
And
I noticed that in the video. That's another key word.
yeah, she
Yeah,
uses
she
that.
uses that a lot. A lot. That every
Flashback
time,
for what?
I don't know. I don't know. She said
Hmm.
that she told Alex that she has flashbacks repeatedly. She says this in every YouTube interview.
Yeah.
Because you know why? This stuff is rehearsed. This stuff is rehearsed for the audience. And a lot of the interviews she does, they're staged. They're staged. You know how we know they're staged?
We know. Yeah. Yeah.
You have to sit and you got to watch these videos. You got to
Yeah.
watch them. You got to watch. Sometimes, like we said before, I've watched a video and I know what's in it. I've heard it. I've talked about it. But then you go back. I mean, look, this is a video that I saw about a year ago. But I go back yesterday and I watch it again. And I'm just like, wow, you slow down the video, the minutes, and you look,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, hey, why you keep saying that word flashback
Yeah. She says it
over
all
and
the
over and
time.
over again? Over and over and over again, you keep using that word flashback.
I had a
Uh,
flashback.
to Alex, I'm just gonna say this: you need to do more research and stop taking her word for everything she says. I know you gotta be a lot smarter than that to just take her word for everything that she says. So that's a promise from a domestic violence individual. Just go on YouTube and Google Because I Said So, and you'll see the entire video. Like I said, I believe it's 7 minutes and
Yeah, it's
something.
not. It's not that long,
It's
but
not that long at all.
mhm.
And just listen to it. Listen to it. And just do a comparison based off these other 3 videos we're going to talk about, because there's a lot of them up there. So then we go
Yes.
on to, you ready to continue?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Okay. So we go on to our next part. Shayna Black, who's a podcaster, Black Girl Media. This was an interview that was done August 24th, 2025. Laura appeared on this podcast. She told Shayna Black that her son's stomach was protruding. Now, this is what we stop at right here, because remember, we mentioned that when she does these videos, a lot of them are staged and she tends to lie. But while she's in the video, she corrects herself. And this stuff is not even edited out of the videos. It's in there. It's actually in there. So she tells Shayna Black that her son's stomach was protruding. He looked like one of those starving kids in Africa. And when she said that, that was a disgrace. When she used them like that, was like,
Yeah.
no, no, no. That's just wrong right there to even say that. And then she said that her stomach was protruding too. Oh, and before I forget, go to the podcast. It's Shayna Black. The video was done on YouTube. The interview is about 47 minutes. And it's a podcast called Black Girl Media. So watch the video and listen in close because you're gonna catch a lie in there at I think what 1 minute and 47 seconds. She caught herself. She was lying. She said her son's stomach was protruding like the kids in Africa, and that her stomach was protruding too. And then she said, wait a minute. She said, wait a minute. I mean, she said, wait a minute. This is where I laugh because I'm like, you're lying. She said, wait a minute. She said, I mean, my she was looking down at her stomach like this. She said, I mean,
my stomach wasn't, but
I mean, she did in the video saying, I mean, my stomach wasn't protruding, but the kids, their stomach was protruding. How do you get asked a question from a podcaster on what happened and you go into, my son's stomach was protruding and mine's was too, but then you go back and say, I mean, not mine. You know why? Because it ain't no evidence.
Ain't no evidence for nothing concerning this lady, none of her kids. That's the crazy part.
This is proof she was not starving, because starving people's stomach protrude. Okay. And when she said her stomach was not protruding, she told the truth about her lie that she had been telling for years, that she was not starving.
We're about to die in there.
She got busted in a lie. And like I said, watch it. I think it's at 1 minute and 47 seconds. When you get a chance, to the audience, please watch it. The other thing is that she told Shayna Black that a brother at the mosque referred her to Musa. Okay? That's a lie. That didn't happen. She's lying on the Muslim Brothers now. And if you the Muslim Brothers in Riverside County or Moreno Valley, look at these interviews that she's doing, and how she's twisting up stuff and making up things. Okay, so she said the Muslim brother at the mosque, the imam at the mosque, told her about Musa and introduced her to Musa. But on the Terry Crumpton show, dated February 5th, 2012, on YouTube. So this is a comparison. You guys watch these two videos. February 24th, 2025 video she did with Shayna Black, and then watch Terry Crumpton's video she did February 5th, 2012 on YouTube. And you'll see she told Terry Crumpton, and this is dated February 5th on YouTube. Laura stated she knew our father already from her husband. Musa was her husband's friend. So she lied on the imam and she lied on the Nation of Islam Brothers. Because, first of all, how do you go on Shayna Black's podcast and tell her that the brothers from the mosque introduced you to our father? This last year, 2025.
Yeah. And didn't she state in the interview somewhere with that dad knew her husband? That's how she met dad.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with any imam or none of that stuff. Because they were all friends.
Absolutely nothing to do with no imam. She's lying on them. And so she said that it's just bad though, because how she's used people. She just used people. And then she told Shayna Black that she and her children healed, because she asked, was they getting counseling? And she said, yeah, we healed from going through counseling for 8 years of therapy. On Danielle's podcast, dated May 21st, 2022, on YouTube, Laura stated that only her younger daughter went to therapy.
And why would Taslima go? And why would Taslima go to therapy with theirs? That didn't even abuse her whatsoever.
Exactly.
Like I said,
Exactly.
we talked this stuff, and every time I hear it, it just burns me up because, like I was telling you yesterday, just going back over it and and listening to it, I was like, mm. And just have everybody
It's
like
crazy.
agreeing with, like, I know people don't know, but at the same time, it just burns me up because it's like pay attention, everyone. Look at all her interviews; they're not the
Mm-hmm.
same. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yep. And like I said, you can't make this stuff up. She has it. She has it on YouTube. She has a lot of interviews, and all those interviews, they're filled with lies, or they're filled with false stories, fabricated stories, or just a bunch of contradicting. First, my stomach was protruding. Then, it wasn't. It was the kids.
eight
It was the
years of
kids.
therapy, 8 years of therapy. Then on one show, she said 10 years of therapy. Why y'all
And
going through this therapy? Nothing happened to you. I want to see
yeah,
the receipts, and I want to know what the therapist said.
yep. And this one gets real deep right here because I watched this video twice. This video right here was 45 minutes. I
Yeah,
watched it twice, and this one
this
was
one burnt me
this
up
one was
for
filthy.
real because
This one was
I told
filthy.
we was talking about this yesterday, and I was saying this one had me like burnt me up because I went back and I was writing some notes on the side we was talking about, and I was like, look at what she's saying,
Mm-hmm.
and then have the audience was laughing at certain stuff. But you can go, you can start, you can go through it.
So Larry Gardner, um, he posted this video on YouTube, and you can go watch it. February 4th, 2025, where Laura was sitting with Tracy Potts at Cleveland Library, and I observed the audience. They had an audience there, but like I said, that's just the audience. The audience really don't know what's going on, but what people tell them. You
Yeah,
got to go do your own research. A lot of people I'm noticing when she speak, I'm noticing in the comments they saying never heard about it.
yeah. People never heard about this story. Never.
Hmm. They saying they never heard about it. So Tracy Potts, I'm just gonna say this. She should be ashamed of herself, but I know she's not. But she should really be, ashamed of herself. She really should. And so we're not gonna play the journalistic thing because you just can't do stuff to people, and you just can't tell whatever lie you want, and then it's okay that you did it.
Yeah.
But as a black woman to another black woman, you should be ashamed of yourself. You really should. For sitting up there lying to an audience about having court records and talking about children eating feces, and
Exactly. Their
it's
vomit. Yeah.
foul. It's
Yeah.
disgusting. It's disgusting what came out of her mouth. It's disgusting. And the interview she did, it was staged because she says, well, let me read the court interview. Let me read the court transcripts. Okay, look, can you show it to us? The court transcripts? You don't
I
have
know,
them.
right?
You don't have them. You're reading stuff that you put together off of the internet. Because you know why? Me and all my siblings was victims of that crime. And there's a law that protect us. There's stuff that's blacked out. You went and you've been going online getting things
Like
and putting it together
articles and
and
stuff
making
that,
up
like
your
you said,
own court records.
yeah.
That's what you've been doing
Yep.
because the DA has already told us that you can't get the court records. So you need to stop lying about that one. You need to go recant and fix your story about that one, or show it to us. Show the entire world those transcripts. Show them to us.
Yeah, I want to say this, but I know she doesn't have the court transcripts. But at the same time, did the Julie Baldwin sneak Laura some stuff?
According to Laura,
According to, and this is what Laura's been saying. So, like I said, but I know they don't have it though. First of
only
all, but
time is going to tell legally,
yeah,
what's going on. Time will tell. It's going to tell us very soon who gave what, who did what. You know, that's what's going to happen. And the only person you're going to have really throwing everybody on the bus is Laura, because that's what she does. Because when we get down to this bottom part, it gets really ridiculous. It gets really ridiculous. Like I said, go look at Larry Gardner's post of Laura Cowing being interviewed by Tracy Potts at the Cleveland Library. And then the video is on YouTube. It's about 45 minutes. So Laura spoke of things that happened to us all. And then she exaggerated something. I don't even think anyone would have been there listening to her. Only for this reason is that during the 45 minutes, she mostly talked about us.
Yeah, she did. I went back.
That's what she
seen
did.
the video before.
I saw it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I seen it before, but when you prompt me, say, go back and just look at it again and pay attention to some things, and that's what I did. And I wrote little notes on the side. Me, you were talking about it. I was like, this is crazy.
Yep. She mostly talked about us.
Yeah.
She sat there talking about us. Now, this is another lie. And I'm at this point right now is that she's liable to say anything about any of us.
Yeah. And she's going to change
anything
the
that
story
she says,
up.
anything she says about any of us, we will be here to dissect it when we catch it.
And she's definitely going to change her story up. She's been doing that for a whole year. We've been doing this, and we've noticed some changes.
So just get prepared, because she talked about, and I consistently told everybody we're gonna mention this throughout the year, but she talked about this B documentary, and I'm stating again, do not talk about children, people that was children in this video, and stop comparing yourself to us. Talk about yourself. Talk about the truth of what actually happened. Talk about that. Tell the truth about how you actually met Musa, and tell the truth about the things that you did.
Musa told the truth. He said he was knowing her for 7 years. For 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's documented.
Sure,
yeah.
It sure did. So this one right here was a doozy that she told Tracy Potts, because Tracy Potts said, how did you meet the family? And what I don't like is that, you asking one person, how did you meet the family? And there's 14 other people, including our mother, that could have sat and told you how she met our family. Now, first of all, I'm going to make it clear to everybody in the audience, me and none of my siblings, 10 of my siblings, including me and our brother that's on this podcast, we did not know Laura. It was only 2 of our siblings and our father that knew Laura. Our mother didn't even know Laura. Our 2 siblings worked at some point in her store, and our brother babysat her son while she ran the streets with our father. So I want to make that clear that Laura lied and said Musa brought all of his children and wife to her store. I've never been to any store of hers in my life. I was aware that she had a restaurant and a bookstore. I saw the restaurant and the bookstore after the fact. And this was after our father was arrested. But I had never stepped foot in the store. Couldn't tell you how it looked in there. None of that. The only person that could tell you that is our father and 2 of our siblings. And our other siblings, they couldn't even tell you. But we're all aware of it, that she had 2 businesses. But I couldn't give you like details on, okay, how did it look inside?
The layout. Yeah, the layout and everything.
Couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell. Only thing that I could tell you is that after the fact, I saw him. And this was the excuse me, the aftermath of him being arrested in 99. So this is a lie. Our mother and 10 of her children never knew her until she came to the motel, is when we met her. We was living there because we had to move out of our apartment. We had a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom apartment we lived in, and we had to move out of it due to some gas leaks that was in there. And so evidently, according to our father and our mother, we was getting into another place. The insurance company that put us in there was taking care of some things. So our mother never knew her, and our mother never approved of her and our father being together. Our mother never knew her. She's lying on our mother. Our mother wouldn't have allowed Laura just to decide that, oh, I'm gonna have an affair with your husband. And I'm saying, using the polygamy situation, saying that it was a polygamous relationship. It wasn't, because you got to really study the Islamic Muslim religion to know actually how you practice polygamy. And it was no polygamy practicing going on between those two or in our family. And we was not a polygamous family at all.
Yeah,
So when
that's
she
not.
made a
Yeah,
statement that she was with a polygamous family, we wasn't at all. He
because that
wasn't
mean when she
practicing.
came in the situation, it was already like that. That wasn't going on, and it
No.
wasn't going on after the fact because it was really a cult, and it wasn't
Yeah.
practicing Islam the right way anyway.
No. No. Not at all. Not at all. So we go to that. We finish up with that. On Terry Crumpton's podcast, Laura told Terry Crumpton that she knew Musa really well. See, here we go
Hmm.
again. And like I said, this is a podcast that she did with him May 21st, 2012. And so she's changing her own words. And you know what that is? That's lying. That's lying. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's going to different podcasters, she's doing different interviews, and she's changing stuff. That's what she's doing.
That's how you know all her stuff is staged because she's critiquing her own self. Oh, I said it this way, or maybe I slighted a little this way, or really I meant to say this, and she's just, you know, it's staged. I'm getting my questions down right and everything. I'm getting them down right.
Yeah.
That's basically what's going on.
How do you tell Tracy Potts that we all came, and she told Potts this at the Cleveland Library, and this was February 4th, 2025. But then you went and you told Terry Crumpton in the video, May 21st, 2012, that you knew Musa and you knew him really well, and that he was charming and very helpful, that you already knew him. So I don't know how you twist it and you go back and you tell a lie.
Yeah.
And when she was asked when did she see the Serious Red Flags by Tracy Potts, she lied and she said she saw the Serious Red Flags later. But guess what?
And
Not
and it's
according to that
funny,
letter.
and it's funny when they started talking about these red flags. Y'all need to look at the interview. She goes off, start talking about A&E and all these other shows, and then go back to talk about the red flags again, then deviate and go back again to talk about Lifetime. I'm like, what are you doing? She doesn't really answer it in a way. You know what I
Because it
mean?
was an audience out there, and what she was doing, she's became like trained. She's trained herself, and somebody has helped train her to stage lies. But while she's staging the lies, she's being busted because people are sitting watching. And then you got to look at a lot of people in the audience, they don't know, because you
Yeah,
read it in the
yeah, yeah.
comments. They're like, oh, well, I never heard of this. I don't know. So they go to different regions of Cleveland. And I'm going to tell this story here. I'm gonna tell this story there. I'm gonna tell it here, and then I'm gonna mix it up, and I'm gonna tell this type of story.
Then everybody gets
Keep
all
people mixed up.
confused. They get all
Yeah.
mixed up, and oh, this sounds interesting. No, she told me this. This happened too. Then it keeps everybody in a frenzy and wanting to come and like find out, get more information, basically.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yep.
Crazy.
So I'm just like, this it's. So she said she noticed the red flags later. No, you noticed the red flags early on because it's in the letter. The red flags. You knew straight into becoming his girlfriend and he becoming your boyfriend. You saw the inappropriateness with his daughter. And she doesn't speak about that with Tracy Potts. I found it really odd and it was humiliating because this is a young girl that this stuff happened to, and it happened at a very young age. I found it really nasty. I just found it was so eerie. It was hurtful because you sat up with a man and you talked about a child. Charles White on his podcast. And we've spoken to Charles White, everybody, by the way. We've spoken to him.
He's supposed to been contacting us back, never did.
Yeah. Because he had to go check with his boss first, he said. So he said, I just got to go check with my boss. Yep. Never got back to
Crystal
us.
Funny, y'all. She got,
you know what? Yeah. You know why? I don't think they want to know the truth. I think they want to keep running lies. That's what I think they want to keep doing. I think they want to keep running lies. They're like, this don't sound right. This is not being put together right, Laura. She's probably telling them, shut up. Don't say anything. Don't say anything to them. That brother in Virginia. Don't say anything. I'm like, how the heck you gotta go ask somebody questions and ask for permission? And you sitting on the phone
with the source.
Two people. Yeah, the actual sources. Talking to two people, and that's our sister. Okay.
Yeah. He gonna tell us.
It happened to her, and she can tell you her own experiences of what happened to her. But I just found it really foul that she sat up the way she did our sister. It's just dirty because it shows what type of person she is. She has no empathy. It don't show me that she's this big, bright advocate that care for families, and especially living with a family like ours. And you saw this stuff, and you was aware of it. You knew of it. You wrote about it. You recorded it. That you would sit up with a man, and you would talk like that, and then you smirk and you smile. And he like sitting up there, y'all check this out, and laughing. And we asked him, what was funny? What was funny about that? You know what I think? And I'm going to tell you the truth. No, this is what I know. He needs to be put on a big old headline, Charles White, with Laura Cowan, that sat up there and made fun of a victim going through sexual abuse by her own father. They need to be made examples out of, because they did it. They did it. We didn't do it. We called and inquired about why are you doing that? You put it up there. And both of them need to be put on blast. The media out there in Cleveland, you guys need to recognize this stuff. The media nationwide need to see this clip and recognize this stuff. That this is what these two people sat up there and did. You sat up there and you laughed. You laughed. Both of you guys are disgusting. That's all I'm going to say.
And go back, because she never really goes into the story about when she said she saw some red flags and some inappropriate things. She didn't really go into detail, did she? Because I don't remember. She just kind of
went into details.
She did? I'm going to go back and listen.
No.
Okay.
She went into details, but we're going to discuss that.
Oh, okay.
When we get our information, she went into details.
Okay. We're going to hold that. Okay.
Yeah, she went into details, and it was disgusting, the details that she went into. She did, and it's in the letter. She went
Yeah.
into it. That is just foul. That's foul.
Mm. And they laughed when Laura said that, oh yeah, he had 13
13
kids.
children.
Well, 30 sure,
Yeah.
but at the time, it was 12. That was because I wasn't there. So she said it was 12, and then the audience smirked and they laughed and Trace Spot like, yeah, the Brady Bunch. How is that funny?
Making
There's a
fun of
lot.
us.
There's a lot of people that had big families. I mean, yes, we come from
You're
a big
talking about
family,
people
but
that live in the South.
yeah,
I
and check
mean,
this out. We are a big family, but our grandparents, they come from
both
huge
sides.
family on both sides.
Both
They come
sides.
from 10 plus, kids here. That's how it was back then, and it's just our parents just had a lot of children. I mean, we're not the only.
They shamed
Yeah,
our mother, and they made her look like, how dare you have 13 kids. That's what they did. They shamed her. And all of us was a blessing that came into this world, but they shamed
and anyone that
our
comes from a
mother.
big family, that's a blessing. I mean,
Yeah,
come on, you
and,
gotta,
and called us the Brady Bunch.
yeah, and laughed and thought like, how is that funny? Any big fan. I know family. Anyway.
Those are blessings right there.
Yeah.
Those are, I mean, just blessed to have that many children. You got women that struggle to have children. And I'm saying, just to be blessed to have that many children. They shamed our mother, and then they said it in a way like we're at fault for even existing.
Yeah. The way they said it, it's like,
And they
what?
laughed. They laughed about it. And you guys, this is serious. Go look at Tracy Potts, because I'm putting her on blast too.
And I know it's
And see
people out
what
there
and
that's
see what
listening.
type
Y'all
of
come from big
person.
families. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people come from
Yeah,
big families.
yeah. See what type of person she is, and see what type of person Lori is, and what they be sitting talking about to hurt people, to anger people, to hurt people, to belittle people. The things that they say out their mouth. It's just nasty. It's just terrible. The other thing she talked about, they got into the movie. And like I said, this um YouTube video, again, I'm just reiterating it, that it was done February 5th, 2025. And you can go on YouTube and watch it. So um, Laura Cowing stated to Tracy Potts that she was mad at Lifetime because they did not want to show the abuse that happened to mom and all the children. So my thing is that why would you want Lifetime to show some abuse of
Yeah.
our
Why would
mother?
mhm.
Why? That ain't your story to tell.
And of the kids, why would you want to show all of that stuff?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, that was mom's relationship with our father. Why are you putting yourself in between there, trying to make Lifetime show our mother being beat up by our father? Why are you doing that? Don't you think that's gross? That's just gross. Why? Why are you mad? Why are you mad that you want somebody to show something like that? That's disgusting. That is not, again, your story to tell. That's our mother's story to tell. Just like our sister, that's her story to tell, not yours. Then she goes on to say that she got serious at this point. All I got to say, she got some serious issues. She's very demanding, to people, you know, stating that she wanted children to be seen, the abuse to be seen of the children and our mother. I'm like,
Yep.
she's that's demanding to use us in the movie. Look, check this out. You want Lifetime to use all of us for the sake of your movie that you got coming out. So that way you can get paid
Yeah.
off of us. And she made it she made it, she didn't hide it. She just sat there because she think that she's right. I'm right. I need to make some money off of them. So I want that the abuse of the children the mother put in there. That ain't even your story.
And then she mentioned, I don't know if she mentioned in this one or another interview, she said that, you know, if I take it to Netflix, whatever, maybe they'll show all of that. I'm like,
they wouldn't.
I know, but it's like, this is somebody else's story. You want them to put it in the movie so it can benefit
Netflix
you.
is more what do you call? I'm trying to think of the word. I think Netflix is more smarter than Lifetime. So
yeah,
I don't think that'll roll over on them.
No,
I don't think them type of shenanigans.
Yeah. Netflix not messing up with all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't think that they going for that. I don't think that that's gonna roll over on them at all. But I'm just saying, just blatantly sitting up there in the interview, and I know people got to wonder because I watched it and it made me wonder, why would you want to use another family's torture and pain to make some money? She said it. She said it.
And you're right. The whole time she was talking about us, she didn't say too much about what happened to her, but the stuff she claiming that happened to her, really, that didn't happen. None of it happened at all.
Mm-hmm.
So she's doing interviews talking about us and making money.
But then check this out. She was like, wow. She told the truth about something.
But she kind of, you know, in a way, but then went back. But yeah.
She said, she told Tracy Potts that Lifetime lied on Musa at the end of the movie, showing him pointing a gun at her in front of the police. She said this did not happen. She said Lifetime lied on Musa. She said this didn't happen.
She told them that
she said he did not point no gun at her while they opened up a garage, that they was lying. So this is the end of the movie for the viewers out there that haven't seen the Girl in the Garage Lifetime movie. At the end of the movie, they're going to show Musa pulling up, where the police pulled up the garage door and he holding the gun at them. So she's stating to Tracy Potts that this didn't happen. That she don't know why they did that, why they told a lie like that. And so she said that what actually happened is that Musa pointed the gun at her. She said what actually happened, she said Musa pointed the gun at her inside of the house where absolutely no one could see him. She said that's what actually happened. Is that he did it so that nobody could see him. And I'm finding a lot that through a lot of these interviews, you notice that when she speaks, all the abuse that was done to all of us, it wasn't isolated. She saw all of it and she documented it and she recorded it. But none of us can be a witness to anything that happened to her because it was all isolated. And you know why it was all isolated? Because she lied.
Yeah.
Because she lying. That's
like you said, there was no secret in the home. Everybody knew everything.
None.
If you were going through something, everybody knew.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's just how the home was. It doesn't matter who it was.
Yep. And so I'm just like, when she said that he did it behind closed doors where nobody could see, I'm just like, but I mean, I thought you'd be happy that they made it that way because they lying just like you've been lying. So what's the difference? You know what I mean? They making a movie.
Why?
They writing a script.
You're right. She's mad at Lifetime for lying because they beat her to the punch.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? You can't lie. It's crazy. It's like she's telling the audience, you can't lie. Only I can lie. No, I'm only entitled to lie. You can't lie.
Look. Don't lie on Musa. Only I can lie on Musa.
Yeah. I'm like, what the heck? And when I went back and saw it, I'm going to call Rick about this one because I was sitting up there. I was like, this is the third time I done watched this. I was like, this is crazy. Then I had to keep stopping it and rehearing it. I'm like, okay,
but so you know how I'd be like, that's why you told me to go back and look at it, because you know me, I'd be hot. And I look at 25 something minutes that I cut it off. Or I go back 10 minutes, cut it off again because I'd be heated.
Like I said, they lie just like she lied. So
I don't know
the
why she
pot can't
mad
talk
or
about the kettle,
yeah,
you
exactly.
know. And another thing too, there's no court facts that he pointed a gun at her, and we also asked the DA, and they said no. They have
Yes.
no evidence of that.
She got that from all y'all stories. Like I said, I'm not gonna re-talk about it, but just go look at our videos, previous videos. Yeah.
She was
Yep.
trying to make them do a movie based off of pretty much her hearsay.
Yep.
I believe that they didn't do this gun scene, this isolated gun scene, because I believe they didn't believe her. And she was probably being demanding, being a narcissist and being controlling, because that's her personality from what I knew growing up. And I'm just like, they probably was thinking, oh, you want us to put hearsay in here? So they probably just took a hold of it. Like, we just going to make up whatever we want to make up. And she was angry at that. Do you know how many times she sat there repetitiously telling Tracy Potts, I couldn't understand why they did that. Why they do that?
She's trying.
Why would they put something like that in there when that didn't happen?
She mad.
It's like,
They did to the
look,
point.
Laura,
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch you
Yeah.
up on something. Just like when you said that your stomach was protruding, and you went back in that Shayna Black podcast, and you said, I mean, my stomach wasn't protruding. You did the same thing on Tamron Hall show. You said we were starving, and then you said, I mean, I wasn't starving. Musa would starve all his children. They didn't do nothing different than what you would do.
Yeah.
That's just the facts. Just looking in, that's just the facts of it. And then she said they didn't do such a great job on the movie, that they left out a lot of things. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder what things did they leave out? What things? Because you know what? I could write a whole bunch of scripts about a lot of things that they left out that you did to help you out, to refresh your memory.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's a lot of things that I could say that they left out to help you out. So, you know, I'm available if you're willing to pay, because, you know,
Man. These people, man. To see someone take your family story and put it all in the media and lie, and it's just hurtful. And then people trash your family, laugh at things, laugh at the abuse you went through, your siblings and everything. That's foul.
yeah.
You know.
And then Tracy Potts sat there for a minute, because I think she kept tried to quiet the audience a little bit. Then she looked at Laura. She said, okay, well then let's go on. She probably got sick of it herself. She was like, let's go on. She said, let me ask you this. Did your family know that you had been abducted, kidnapped, and that you was missing? She said, no, they didn't know. She said, when Tracy Potts asked her, Laura, did your family come looking for her? She said, no, they didn't. Yet in a February 5th, 2025 podcast, Laura told Ed and Melissa, this was on Murder Unscripted, that the FBI was looking for her. They had billboards and flyers of her up, and her family reported her missing. Now, I'm just going to tell everybody, cameras don't lie. This lady is verbatim speaking on these podcasts,
Did she start saying that after
saying this stuff.
Did she start saying after we mentioned it?
And be mindful. Another thing Hannah just remind me, behind the stage.
Hannah's behind stage talking.
He said to let everybody know that this stuff happened August 24th, 2025. And since we've been doing our podcast, she stated this stuff about the gun. And it's true.
Yeah.
Yep. And I forgot about that, but I'm glad he reminded me. But like I said, then February 5th, 2025, the same year, she did the podcast with Tracy Potts, August 24th, 2025. She goes back and, well, before Tracy Potts, she says that the FBI was looking for her and they had billboards and flyers up of her and her family reported
Yeah.
missing. But
She
then in
also
August
Mhm.
2025,
Mhm.
she tells Tracy Potts, no, her family didn't come looking for her.
Yeah. And she also this is another podcast. She told those two ladies that the FBI was looking for her as well. There's another YouTube.
It's several of them.
Yeah. And we
It's a lot of them.
we presented that up here. I don't know which video, and I showed some of the
Mhm.
clip. I still have the videos, but I don't know which one she mentioned it because I got like 4 of the clips up here.
Mhm.
But anyway, yeah.
And then they went on. So she told Tracy Potts that her color changed. She was looking like a white person almost. I'm like, this is exaggerating right here. She said, the skin, you know how the skin is one way? She said, and then it began to change. I started to get really light. In another interview, she said she was looking like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's family need to hear this one. When she said she was looking like Michael Jackson, I was like, wow. Now, in this interview, she's saying that she was looking like a white person. Yet, she told Tamron Hall on February 24th, 2022, that the kids' color was changing. She said the kids, not hers. She rephrased it and said the kids. And she changed that on February 24th, 2022, on the Tamron Hall show at 3 minutes and 1 second. So you can go view that. She changes her story and she says she meant not her color was changing, but the children's color was changing. I'm like, busted. Here go another lie. Be sure when you guys watch these videos, if you don't catch on to stuff, go back and watch it for a second time, even a third time, because I've done it. She goes on to state to Tracy Potts that her son had a rat named Measle. And we did a video about this.
We did.
But the reason why I'm mentioning this again is because she said the rat will come in the garage. Now, how do you're locked in the garage and a big old rat, she said the rat was huge, come in the garage? She said every night the rat would come in the garage because the rat was cold outside. But do you know that rats live like that in the cold? Their bodies are immune to it, to the cold. The cold doesn't bother them. And so I'm just like, I'm sitting there like, I'm looking at Hannah. I'm like, how did the same rat come back every night? And so she said,
and the fact that she let her son play with it,
I don't believe it. I know for a fact because you know why? They had kangaroo rats out there. And I'm saying these things had sharp fangs. They'll bite your fingers off. It's impossible. It's impossible. Those was the type of rats that they had up in Awanga. It wasn't your typical rat. And these were like big old field kangaroo rats. And they'd have bit his finger off. She said he started talking to the rat. And he named the rat Measle. And she said that's when she knew, oh, Lord, there's something wrong with us. Oh, Lord, there's something wrong with you because you made that stuff up. And she said Lifetime would not put that in the movie. This is what I'm thinking, that they didn't put it in the movie because they probably was thinking to themselves that she made it up. And there is no record of that crap. Plus, how do you get the exact same rat every night, every day coming into the garage? Like, how do you recognize them when they all look the same? The only way,
the rat was friends with her son, so
yeah,
you know.
the only way you can recognize a rat is if the other one was small, if they smaller. So I'm just like, how do the same rat come every night to visit when they all look the same? How do you tell the difference? And then I'm wondering, do her son remember this stuff? So we've reached the end.
Yeah.
And there's more to come.
You know, what's that video? Is what Girl in the Garage Q&A with Lord Cowan?
Which one?
Well, that's the name of the video, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, yo, it's trust me, we got so many videos and stuff we've talked about and just looked at. It's just it's messed up that she's doing this stuff. But like I said, we just gonna keep going forward and doing these videos and stuff and just keep exposing her. And
got to.
we're gonna, like I said, we got other videos coming. We're gonna do one about Musa story time and all the crazy stuff. You know, they claiming y'all didn't go to school and stuff, but we're gonna talk about that in there
we're
too.
We're gonna talk about
and a lot of other stuff.
School life.
Yeah, and that claiming y'all didn't have any education and all this crazy crap.
And when we do this video, you know, this is like a humorous time for us. This is just about us being children and growing up and looking at some of the effects that happened, that took place with us as children, how it affected us. But then you go back and you look at they're your parents and you can laugh, not the abuse part. So that's not what that would be about. It's just about simple little things. Like it don't make sense.
Yeah.
You know. So
thanks everyone for watching, supporting us. Leave comments, look at all our videos. You can donate to support this channel to my Cash App. You'll see it in the ticker on the screen right there. And we got more videos to come. Yep.
Yeah.
You want to end it with anything, Crystal, before we go?
Nope. See everybody Friday.
All right. We'll see y'all Friday. Have a blessed one.
Good night.